Professor Cat is astonishing.
Professor Cat is extraordinary.
Intelligent.
Scary. Phenomenal.
Inspirational.
Hilarious.
Bloody fantastic.
Brilliant.
Happy-go-lucky.
Oh yeah. Awe-inspiring.
One in a million. Loving.
Committed.
Outspoken.
Passionate.
Fearless.
Hi, I'm Professor Cat Rigero, soon to be Van Deventer. I teach U.S. history, Mexican American history, and civil rights here at Eastfield College. I became a teacher because it's all I ever really wanted to do when I was very young. Both my parents are teachers, are retired teachers, and so when I was very young, that's what I was exposed to. And while other kids were out on the playground and playing and climbing trees, I was inside lining up all my stuffed animals and getting a chalkboard and teaching them. It's just something I've always wanted to do. I don't really know what makes me stand out as a teacher. I think that if you have to pull certain things that make a person stand out, it would be my availability to students, I suppose, how much I care. I will do anything for my students. I guess that's what makes me stand out. 2 years ago, I found myself in the dunk tank in the courtyard, and I don't know many people that would have done that. I look like a wet dog. I was soaked to the bone, but it was a lot of fun. The other thing that makes me stand out for sure, and it's kind of a nickname, is they call me Angry Chicana. I'm not really angry, but I'm angry at the establishment. I'm angry at the systematic abuse that I see everywhere. But I'm an activist, and I think that makes me stand out as far as I will always fight for any cause that I think is a violation of civil rights. I think that Martin Luther King Jr. is a huge inspiration as far as he said that a threat to justice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, and I believe that in my heart. I think the thing that frustrates me the most about teaching is when I know that I am not reaching someone. And I know that as an educator and as a human being, we know that we can't reach every single person. We can't be liked by every single person. And it's not so much that I need to be liked, it's that I need to be understood and listened to. And I feel like if someone in my classroom is just zoning out, or I mean, you can see it, I don't want my class or my attitude or me as a person to ever be the reason someone decides to stop coming to school, decides that I'm not going to get education, decides that this is enough, or whatever reason. And that's why I try to keep my classroom very open. I will always share my opinion because I think that that's part of what makes me passionate, but I will always give my students voice as well, and I always make sure that they have time to speak whatever is on their mind. Obviously, I want my students to understand history. However, outside of that, my biggest thing, and I tell my students, if there is nothing else you remember from me, you go on with your life and you move on and you go on to a four-year college and you go into your career. If you don't remember anything else about me except for the fact that maybe I made you think, then that would make me happy. All I want you to do is become critical thinkers. So what I want my class to do, what I want every student that goes through my doors and leaves to be able to do, is to decipher information, is to understand that there are 3 different sides of every single story, right? Their side, your side, and the right side, the truth, right? Figure out the truth. That's kind of all that I'm hoping, is that you critically think. A truly free person thinks for themselves. That's what I want them to take.